Hi YouTube. Oh, it's about, see, today's Monday, so we got about 3-4 days till Thanksgiving, and figured I'd go ahead and make up some cookies. We're going to take some chocolate chip cookies and pecan pie and sugar cookies down to my in-laws when we go down to Thanksgiving. So, besides the smoked turkey. But figured I'd show you my chocolate chip cookie recipe today. And you take 2 sticks of butter, which is excuse me, which is 1 cup of butter. I used the unsalted butter, but actually this is the salted butter I'm putting in here because they didn't have any in the store. Everybody's buying butter like crazy today. And what we want to do is we want to cream our sugar with this. So on the sugar, I've got brown sugar is 2/3 cup. Of brown sugar. So that's 2/3 cup of brown sugar, and then 2/3 cup of white sugar. And then we want to cream that. Excuse the noise. I'll try to talk over that. Some of that brown sugar is starting to harden up a little bit. So we'll cream that up. And while that's creaming, it doesn't hurt to go ahead and put the baking soda in, which is 1 teaspoon. And then on the salt, you can go ahead and add that in too. That's 1 teaspoon. Excuse the noise, I'm going to take you in and show you. Now that's creamed. Alright, once that's creamed up like that, scrape down the sides, make sure everything's, mixed in good, and you don't have a chunk of something hanging up on the side. Okay, so we've got our butter in there, our brown sugar, our baking soda, and our salt. Now you're going to take a teaspoon of vanilla, and I get my vanilla down in Mexico. Every time I go to Mexico, I buy about at least 3 bottles, most of the time 5 to 6. Sometimes I buy a whole case of this. I go to Mexico maybe twice a year, and I use this stuff up like crazy. It's a lot better than what we have here in the States, in my opinion. But now that we have all the different Mexican stores here, you can get it from them too. But I just like buying mine down there. And then after we get the vanilla, I'm going to take 2 eggs. since we always lived on a farm, break your egg in a bowl first. I know it gets an extra dish to wash, but using eggs from off the farm, you never know if you're going to get an egg that's partially been sat on, and or it's just a bad egg. And so if you throw it in there, you've ruined all the other ingredients. We're going to scrape down the side one more time. And while those eggs are mixing in, start getting the flour ready. And the flour is going to be 2 cups plus a 1/4 cup. And if you're running on a mixer like this, you do want to put it on low, otherwise your flour is just going to pop up in the air. Okay, so that was 2 cups. And here's a 1/4 cup. See, like that. That's fine, only a little bit flopped out. Okay, scrape down the side again. Make sure all that flour is combined, not sticking on the bottom. Alright, so that's mixed pretty good. So what we'll do now is we'll put it down. Pour that in, let it mix up. And that's my chocolate chip recipe. You can also add nuts to it, which I'm going to turn this off here for a second, chop up about a cup of pecans. That's what we like in it. So I will chop up the pecans and I'll be back with you. Alright, YouTube, we're back. Got the pecans done. Wasn't quite a cup, but I'm going to have to go out and scrounge some more. And what actually I forgot to tell you before you start doing all this, go ahead and preheat your oven to 375, and then we'll turn this back on. Put these nuts in, let them mix up. And then get you a cookie sheet. There's our dough ready. And then we get us a cookie sheet, line it with parchment paper, and then way I do it is I'll just take a scoop, and this is a, I guess it's a cookie scoop, yeah, but this is the smaller one. It makes our cookies last longer here in the house. If I do the bigger ones, my boys will scarf them down and nothing flat. But if I do them this way, they last a little bit longer. And I put, on a regular size cookie sheet, I put 3 across and 5 down. Try to keep about an inch or so in between each one. And I'm not, let me show you here. See, I'm kind of heaping it too. I'm not cutting it off flat. And I think this makes close to 5 dozen, this size. And I'll count them when we're all done, said and done here, and let you know. As long as I can, don't turn my back and my boys grab without me looking, mess up my count. But set those like that. Set them in a 375 oven for I do them about anywhere from 8 to 10 minutes. Sometimes you might have to go 12. Each oven really is different. They want you to think they're all the same, but they are different. And it depends on where you have your shelf in it too. I usually put mine second from the top shelf in there and cook them. And of course the back will always be crispier than the front. So if you want to, in the middle is flip your tray around. That way they cook evenly. But throw them in the oven and watch for them. When they start turning a little golden brown on top, then that's the way I like them. But if you don't like them that way, just do the 10 minutes and they'll be a little bit more chewy. Be back with you when they're done. Alright YouTube, our timer went off and I grabbed these things out of the oven. And they're still pretty good and hot. So, but here's one done at about 8 minutes. You still got a soft top, but it's done. So take them off there, put them on the cookie rack, start letting them cool. This is the finished products. There's 4.5 to 5 dozen in here. It all depends on how heaping you make that. But here's your final cookie, and it is packed with chocolate chips in there, and of course it's got the almonds or pecans in there too. So like I said, you can leave the pecans out if you want, but my crew seems to love them. So there's my recipe for chocolate chip cookies. Hope you enjoy. Talk to you next time.